CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
Good evening. The city is preparing for a third round of heavy rain hitting us this weekend. The precipitation could be historic, potentially pushing this June into first place as our rainiest ever. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, the wet weather has already caused a number of problems in the river valley, from erosion near the high-level bridge to the delayed opening of a new bike park.
These barricades on the east side of the high-level bridge went up late Thursday after an inspection found problems with the sidewalk.
The wood railing on the side of the sidewalk, you'll see that it went from being straight to being at an angle. And so what we're seeing is that the ground underneath is moving. It's moving towards the river valley. And so we have to make sure that our sidewalk is on firm base.
Part of the turn lane at the south end of the bridge is also closed as a precaution. It's not known how long the closures are for.
And so the bridge structure, the bridge itself is 100% safe.
Further down in the river valley, more warning signs, this time urging bikers to stay off the trails.
We need to give the trails time to dry out before we're back on them. It does cause large rutting, holes, things like that within the trails, which can make it worse.
He says having to repair trails takes volunteers away from work at the new Edmonton bike park. The rain has already pushed back its summer opening, likely until the fall.
It's definitely disheartening. We were really excited to get this open as soon as possible. And then we are still hoping we can kind of slowly open different trails as they become completed.
More than 100 millimeters of rain soaked the region last weekend, and we are expecting another wet weekend. Pascal Adusaro says the city's landslide and erosion management team will be keeping an even closer eye on the 60 sites it routinely monitors for problems.
Right now we have over 20 sites that have been reported as having impacts. It can go from a crack in a trail, a washout or an erosion like we're seeing on the high-level bridge, or concerns about just high water flow in some of our creeks.
To keep water out of your home, double check eaves troughs are clear and water is running away from the foundation. Also check some pumps and backwater valves. If water usage restrictions are needed again, EPCOR says a notification will go out. It is encouraging people to think about using less water. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The town of Gibbons has voted to remain a municipality despite millions of dollars of debt. One Gibbons councillor says they're elated by the 68% vote in favour. Councillor Ashley Morrison says council sees this as a vote of confidence in them and their financial plan.
The community clearly has spoken, and they are trusting what we're putting forth. The proof will be in the pudding when we're the full year in.
The town still faces $13 million in debt, which is what triggered the vote on the community's status based on a provincial viability review. The town had overstated revenues in its 2025 budget, had failed to disclose operating deficits for 5 years, and used cash reserves and borrowing capacity to cover operating expenses. Morrison says Gibbons wants to see future regulations that would prevent other towns from falling into the same financial situation. Alberta's Association of Rural Municipalities says a discussion on checks and balances is a good idea.
We do have an opportunity to improve the process so it's fair and equitable for both sides. And honestly, making sure that we're focusing on what the actual issues are, leave the politics at the door, and really focus on what the key challenges are in these communities.
Morrison says town council is already implementing its financial turnaround plan. That includes adjusting community service delivery, like off-season closures of the town's arena, cutting its Communities in Bloom program, growing its reserve base, and acting on any ability it has to collect. Council hopes to see a budget surplus by the end of the calendar year. Municipal Affairs Minister Dan Williams says the outcome was decisive, with a strong voter turnout of 49% of eligible electors taking part. Williams says the province is committed to working with the town going forward. An association representing hundreds of Alberta construction companies is urging Fort McMurray to leave Highway 63 maintenance to the province. The municipality feels it can do a better job of maintaining the only highway in and out of town. The association argues it would be letting the province off the hook for one of its financial responsibilities. CTV's Matt Woodman reports.
People can see that the highways are deteriorating. They sure can. Ron Glenn runs the Alberta Roadbuilders and Heavy Construction Association. He says he wasn't surprised when dozens of volunteers in Fort McMurray started patching potholes on Highway 63 themselves.
It's kind of sad. I mean, it's a bad look for Alberta.
Since last year, the municipality of Wood Buffalo has been in talks with the province to take over maintenance of Highway 63. 4 days after the volunteer group was out repairing the road, Glenn wrote a letter to the municipality urging it to leave highway maintenance to the province.
We understand that the municipality is very close to the people and they're feeling the brunt of all the complaints. But as we wrote to them, be careful of what you're taking on here.
In a statement, Wood Buffalo's mayor says Highway 63 needs to improve as soon as possible. Sandy Bowman believes one way to make things better is for the municipality to oversee spring and summer maintenance of an 18-kilometer stretch of the highway that runs through Fort Mac. That way, the municipality can immediately discuss it with the people doing the work instead of calling the province for help.
You may want to do well by your constituents, but what we ask them is to join us in advocating for a real increase to the highway budget to start catching up on these highways that are deteriorating. Fort McMurray thing is just the tip of the iceberg.
Glenn says provincial data shows the number of highways in poor condition has been increasing, and based on inflation, highway maintenance budgets have been stagnant or dropping since 2010. We asked Alberta's transportation minister if the province could increase that budget this year.
We'll go into the budget process in the new year with an adequate budget ask to make sure that we can maintain the services that Albertans need.
When it comes to Highway 63, Dreeshen says negotiations with Wood Buffalo are ongoing.
If I was a gambling man, I'd probably say by next summer we could see a new agreement between the province and the RM of Wood Buffalo.
Until then, Dreeshen says his ministry has been working to prioritize the repair work on Highway 63, and the contractor has been making pothole repairs since April 1st.
Edmonton police have charged 2 people with a murder that happened 5 years ago. In May of 2021, the body of 55-year-old Alan Freed was found near 93rd Street and 105th Avenue. The medical examiner determined Freed was stabbed. Police have now charged a 44-year-old man and a 33-year-old woman with second-degree murder. Police say both are in custody. Edmonton police say a fire on a local restaurant patio is suspicious. Edmonton Fire says they got the call just before 10 o'clock last night to El Cortez just off White Avenue. When crews arrived, they found the back of the building on fire. It took firefighters about an hour to put it out. No one was injured. A cause is not yet known. In January, El Cortez said it was temporarily closed for renovations. It has not reopened. The province has awarded 2 multinational companies contracts to oversee employment services for people moving from AISH to ADAP. ADAP, or the Alberta Disability Assistance Program, is the province's new support program for people with disabilities. The majority of people on AISH are moving to ADAP July 1st. ADAP is a program for people deemed to have some ability to work. Procurement documents show companies AKG and Serco have been picked to assist ADAP clients. Their services will include personalized assessments, employment plans, and wraparound supports. The contracts are for 5 years and are together worth nearly $100 million. Edmonton's food bank is marking its 45th anniversary with a new campaign focused on keeping kids fed this summer. The summer campaign aims to help families who rely on school meal programs. To honor the food bank's anniversary, EPCOR is matching the first $45,000 of donations. The food bank says summer can be one of the most challenging times of the year as more families and organizations turn to them while kids are out of school.
School's out, and ultimately, when school's out, there are a lot of families that struggle because they lose access to school meal programs like breakfast, lunches, snacks, that kind of thing. And so now it's more important than ever before so that no kid goes hungry over the summer.
Edmonton's food bank sees an average of almost 50,000 monthly users. Rock climbers from across North America are going nowhere but up in Edmonton. The North America Cup Series is back for a second year, and climbers from the Rockies, Cascades, and Appalachians are here on the prairie competing. CTV's Noah Rashog reports.
Rising above the river valley, rock climbers from across the continent are racing to the top. Mountains aren't needed as the North American Cup Series comes back to Edmonton for a second year.
That means it's one of the few competitions we have in Canada where we have U.S. athletes come up to compete as well. I know last year I had a bunch of U.S. athletes corner me and make a point of telling me how beautiful they thought Edmonton was because of the nice river valley where we're holding the competition.
The competition is one of the events that determines who gets a spot on the Canadian national team.
My goal in long term is to make the lead national team and to make one World Cup. So I want to be invited to one World Cup, and for this I need to make the lead national team.
The climbers are part of a tightly knit international network.
Yeah, I know I have a lot of friends here. We're all coming to compete, a lot of people from British Columbia, so it's a great community. I just love all my friends here, and it's just super supportive.
With rain in the forecast, they're hoping for a break in the clouds to allow finals to take place.
That's something we can't control, but we try to do our best through schedule modifications, running stuff earlier, working with the setting team and the athletes and all of hundreds of volunteers to make sure we can give the best experience to the athletes.
A serious competition with real stakes that has brought the climbing community to Edmonton for a sport they love. Noah Rashog, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Military Collectors Club is displaying thousands of artifacts at the Edmonton Inn this weekend. The club's annual convention features medals, military artifacts, and historical documents. The club was founded in 1963. Organizers hope the event gives collectors and veterans a chance to remember the contribution of the Canadian military.
It's very important because a lot of times people tend to forget the participation of Canada in the various world wars or even in the military itself. So by having a show like this, it shows the public that Canada has participated in many different events throughout the world.
The convention runs through Saturday at the Edmonton Inn and Conference Centre. The Canadian men's soccer team will face South Africa on Sunday in the first FIFA World Cup knockout match in the history of the men's program. The team had a training session in Vancouver today before departing for Los Angeles, where the game will be played. Canada's head coach has said the practices leading up to Sunday afternoon's match will focus on rest, recovery, and re-energizing. The Canadians are traveling to Los Angeles after finishing second in their group. Top spot would have kept them in Vancouver. South Africa has never advanced past the group stage, nor has Canada in 3 World Cup appearances. The Canadian players are excited for this historic moment.
The goal was to make it out of the group, and we've never done that before. So I think we all are super proud about that, and now it's about taking each game one at a time and going out there and seeing what we can do in this tournament. I think we can do special things, and it all starts with this next match.
I think for us, it's just being weary of them even when we have the ball, because you see that game against Korea, most of their opportunities come when they were on the counter, when they were able to win the ball high and attack Korea. So I think for us, it's being mindful of where each of their players are when we have the ball and being ready to react when we lose it.
A victory would send the Canadians to a round of 16 match in Houston against the winner of Monday's Netherlands-Morocco game. A new interactive sculpture is giving Edmontonians a chance to reflect on their experiences with extreme weather. Created by the Positivity Society, this sculpture features hundreds of reflections from elementary students about their experiences with wildfires, smoke, and flooding. It's all represented through leaves on this interactive tree. People are invited to head down to the art gallery and add their own leaves to grow the artwork.
We're inviting the broader Edmonton community and Albertans to come and really contribute and add to this, just so there can be a snapshot for the policymakers, both in our province and in our country, to see where the thoughts of young people are.
The exhibition is open until September 8th. Coming up next, a frightening minutes-long bear encounter captured in Kananaskis country. And also just ahead, the future for one of Drumheller's most visible personalities.
And the more you look at this, you look at the more possibilities there are for this rather than impossibilities.
Good evening, folks. Into the mid-20s today. We'll cool off considerably, though, through the weekend, and we have more heavy rain in the forecast. We'll talk about all that in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
My
Monday on Your Morning, how bias impacts which pet you're likely to get. Plus, how comments about people's weight can actually push them away from healthy eating and exercise.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
A hiker in Kananaskis country captured a frightening bear encounter with a young grizzly bear. It followed her and her leash dog for more than a minute before they made it to safety. CTV's Tyler Barrow has more.
No. Go away.
It wasn't the walk in the park Jessie Oakes set out for with her Dutch Shepherd named Skokie. The grizzly charging toward the two. The leash dog watches even as the bear walks on two legs. The incident happened near Mount Engadine Lodge Wednesday around 6 a.m. Oakes did try to distract the bear, throwing her coffee mug to the side.
Go away!
Oakes previously encountered the bear with no issue, but this situation was intense. She said, quote, "I am not losing my dog today. I am not letting him murder my dog."
What I can tell, this bear was perceiving that dog possibly as a food source.
Oakes and Skokie were able to get away, which Titchener says was handled well.
Glad that she had her dog on the leash and that she was trying to let that bear know, hey, get away from me.
Alberta Parks is aware of the encounter. It has put out a bear warning around Mount Engadine Lodge and the area due to this incident. The expert we spoke with says this is another reason for people to be bear aware.
Be really loud and aggressive, trying to get them to leave instead, and use my bear spray if they get within the range. Would have preferred if she had stood her ground and tried to get the bear to leave instead and not had her cell phone out trying to video at the same time as trying to deal with an extremely dangerous situation.
Oakes wants others to learn from what happened. She didn't have bear spray, saying, "There's no excuse for that, even if I was within a minute walk from my residence." In the end, she and Skokie couldn't get back home, instead finding safety in a nearby glamping tent. The bear walked off into the woods. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The Edmonton Elks are unbeaten, winning 3 straight games to open the season for the first time since 2017.
56 seconds. End zone long. Touchdown. TJ Luther has it. And the Edmonton Elks are back in front.
The win came down to the wire last night. Edmonton scored a touchdown with under a minute left to play in the fourth quarter, beating the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 23-18. The Elks will face the BC Lions in Vancouver next Saturday. 14 hockey teams from Canada and the U.S. are about to go head-to-head during the Brick Invitational Hockey Tournament. Team Brick Alberta revealed its roster this morning. The Brick Invitational is for 9- and 10-year-old hockey players. This is the 37th annual tournament. Many former players go on to play professional hockey, including Oilers forward Matt Savoy. He says the tournament is more than just the competition on the ice.
It's just about the relationships you make. I think they last a long time. I still keep in touch with a lot of guys from my Brick year 2014. And I know my brother's the same from 2012. So I know it's going to be a fun week for them, and I wish them the best.
It's like a one-in-a-lifetime thing. You don't get to do it every year, and it's pretty hard to make the team. So.
The opening game is this Sunday. The tournament runs at the Ice Palace in West Edmonton Mall until next Sunday. Despite a push to relocate a famous dinosaur that welcomes visitors to Drumheller, the town and its owner are working to keep it in place. Discovery Wildlife Park in Innisfail wants to move Tyra the T-Rex to the central Alberta community. The Drumheller Chamber of Commerce is considering shutting it down in 2029 over maintenance costs. Public outcry prompted a structural assessment which found Tyra is structurally safe. Discovery Wildlife Park says after the lease expires, it would like to move Tyra to Innisfail, where she can join the park's growing life-size dinosaur collection.
So it's, and the more you look at this, you look at the more possibilities there are for this rather than impossibilities. And the more I study it and the more I think about it, the more I think it gets easier and easier.
While the Chamber of Commerce says it's entertaining the wildlife park's offer, it hopes to reach an agreement with the town to keep Tyra in Drumheller beyond 2029.
Our hope is that it will remain still for visitors to enjoy. Drumheller has an interest in keeping it, so it definitely would be ideal to see it continue to live here in Drumheller, a longer term life beyond 2029.
Coming up after the break, a Sherwood Park man creating connections in his community, one birdhouse at a time.
Programming brought to you by the Alberta Securities Commission. Visit checkfirst.ca.
Welcome back. 24 degrees for your daytime high today. Started the day at 15. It was beautiful for most of the day. Clouds, though, increased through the afternoon. And now we're into some rain here through the weekend. In the dark blue zone from Edson all the way to about Vermilion, and then from Athabasca south to Camrose Rimbey. That's an orange level rainfall warning, about 50 to 90 millimeters. And risk of overland flooding again, just because of how saturated this area is. So a higher impact in this region. You're going to see about 40 to 70 millimeters of rain, and this is a yellow rainfall warning for the areas in light blue. So where you have that higher impact, you get either an orange or in extreme cases, you would get a red warning. But this is going to be an orange warning, mainly for Edmonton off to the northwest through Saturday. You're also going to see another little bullseye here off to the southeast, where you'll pick up some pretty significant rainfall amounts by the end of the day Sunday. Here in Edmonton, I think we'll probably get anywhere between 40 and maybe as much as 80 millimeters worth of rain by the end of Sunday. There will be some spots, though, off to the, especially to the northwest towards Whitecourt, where you could see closer to 100 millimeters worth of rain. Saturday morning, we've got some heavier rain here just off to the east and northwest. That goes through the first half of the day, and then it kind of breaks down in the Edmonton area. You've got some steadier rain here off to the north. I think there may be a couple hours Saturday afternoon where it's just cloudy or just kind of drizzly. Then another wave goes through overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. Most of the rain Sunday afternoon is going to be falling in western sections of the province. Will actually start to dry out, it looks like, by late Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Mid-teens tomorrow morning from Edmonton off to the east northeast. 12 in Red Deer, about 13 for Grand Prairie. Highs near 30 again across the north. Heat warning still in effect for another day. Mid-teens, though, in Grand Prairie. 20 for Cold Lake. Red Deer gets to about 17 degrees tomorrow, and here in Edmonton, 17 with 20 to 50 tomorrow. More on the way for Sunday. A little gusty as well tomorrow, gust to about 50 kilometers per hour. And then unsettled for next week. Temperatures in the low to mid-20s with the risk of late day showers or thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday, and Canada Day Wednesday. That is your forecast.
A man in Sherwood Park is keeping busy during retirement by building birdhouses and selling them to raise money for charity. As CTV's Nair Manisa reports, it's the bonds he builds along the way that makes it worth his while.
At this Sherwood Park home, there's a good chance the garage door is up and John Patton is working on his latest project.
Come out here, turn on the radio until somebody comes, and then I have to turn it down.
Patton has an open door policy.
I get to meet so many beautiful people by just leaving my garage door open and just playing at something I really like.
He builds and sells birdhouses from his garage. There is no website or Facebook page to buy them from, and it's cash only. Patton prefers to meet his customers face to face.
Yeah, I want them to come here, and if they like it, buy it. And if they don't, hey, have a chat.
He started building birdhouses for family and friends during the pandemic. Then it opened up to neighbors.
Pretty well everybody in this whole area is saturated with birdhouses now, because what am I going to do with all these birdhouses that I'm building? And why not do something worthwhile?
Proceeds go to local charities. He says he's raised more than $11,000 so far.
I had a lady come yesterday and 3 or 4 days ago, asked me how much a birdhouse was, and I said $70, gives me $100, says, well, it's going to charity anyway. And so, you know.
The 80-year-old has always kept himself busy.
Well, I enjoyed work so much, I worked till I was 70.
He likes to keep his mind sharp and his hands mobile.
Like you say, how's your hands? If I can get 4 or 5 years, it keeps them working, and why not?
For Patton, this hobby is a labor of love.
The reason I like my work so good, or so much, is because back to the people I met.
building bonds over birdhouses for a senior living on this quiet Sherwood Park street. Nair Misa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thanks for watching us tonight. For the latest news anytime, visit ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Thank you for spending your time here. Have a good night.